In this masterclass, Dave and I pull back the curtain here on EA and show you all live behind the scenes all of our ads, our landing pages, our funnels, the offers that we're sending, and even our back-end metrics. You guys asked a lot of great questions in this one, so be sure to watch this week's masterclass.
And why don't we give them kind of the breakdown of what we're going to cover, and then you guys can let us know throughout. I want this to be engaged. I want this to be interactive here. Let us know kind of what you want to dive into. What we're going to do on this call is we're not going to dive into each person's individual business, right? So it's like we're not going to talk about, your specific situation in depth, but we will unpack our specific situation in depth. I think it's going to make better flow. People are going to enjoy that more. And so anything that you want to find out about our business in April, let's chat about, let's dive in. This is the time to do that. And this is kind of a rare opportunity, right? Like, I don't see people doing this, saying, hey, here's my numbers, here's my metrics, here's how much we made, here's what went awesome, here's what sucked. And so I would encourage you guys to soak this time up here and really ask good questions and just find out, pull out whatever information you want out of us, because we're an open book here right now. So here's the schedule.
This is what we're going to go over today, guys. Dave went and interviewed at the Y Combinator in San Francisco. So
we'll talk about Y Combinator, what happened there.
Our numbers, kind of showing you everything. Been really vulnerable here. I think that's what the good guys do, right?
Yeah,
we show off everything.
Exactly.
We're going to talk about traffic, and we're going to talk about our funnels. So you guys get an inside view of everything that we're doing. We're not going to hold anything back. Literally pulling back the curtain and showing you everything.
So I think something else we can talk about too is just how we've been developing our company. That's something that's been on my mind a lot here, is how do I grow this from, one guy, 3 guys, 5 guys into 20-person team? How do we establish rhythms as far as what does our daily huddle look like? If you guys have more than one person that you're working with, I really recommend that you guys are doing a daily huddle. And even if you're not there yet, I recommend you start thinking about, hey, what kind of communication does need to happen when I get 2 people, 3 people, 4 people? That I love 5 guys too. I was there with Amanda last night, got a burger. But we can talk about that, because that's been something that's been on my mind a lot. I feel like over the last month, and really over the last couple months, I feel like I've been trying to develop a lot of CEO skills, which is new for me. It's kind of shifting from being this full-time marketer to how do I be a CEO? What does that look like? And it really is a whole different skill set. And so, we can talk about that. That's why I've been a little bit, less active inside, the Facebook group and some of these other types of things. I feel like I've been just growing a ton personally. And it's kind of taken a lot out of me to develop, I think, the skills that need to happen to become a real efficient team. So we can dive into that here as well. But first of all,
a lot of hiring this month.
I've been focused on hiring so much this month. I'm excited to get a hire across the table here. So we can talk about hiring as well. So first of all, let's talk about Y Combinator. Who here knows what Y Combinator is? Let me know, just so I kind of have some background on do you guys know about it? Do you not know about it? Y Combinator is basically a startup accelerator out in Silicon Valley. It's the same program. It's basically a 12-week program where if you get accepted, they will buy into your business. They'll give you $120,000 for 7%. So it's about a $1.7 million valuation. This is all for proof. And so we applied to that. About 8,000 people apply. About 400 to 500 of them get invited to come out to Silicon Valley for a 10-minute interview. So of those 8,000, we got invited to come out, over a couple of days. They were interviewing about 400 or 500 people. Pretty efficient process there. And we got to the point of the interview, and we went out last Thursday here. And I think through the process, we learned a ton. We were not really sure if we were going to get in or not. We were not sure kind of what the whole thing was going to be like. We weren't sure if we could kind of compete with these Silicon Valley guys, right? Because most of us here, we're internet marketers, we're bootstrapped. We are, kind of different than all of those other guys. I like that.
Bless you.
Excuse me. I like EA. I like how we do things. I like how we don't have to have somebody invest in us to make money. Like we're all making money because we've decided to go out there and make money. We don't have to have someone's permission to do that. So I love that. But at the same time, I think these other companies are doing really big things. Like, we're talking Uber and Airbnb and Dropbox here, and so I wanted to go play in that space and see, like, could the EA play at the highest levels here? That was kind of the question in my mind. Like, were we going to be, more equipped, more impressive, more the right person than some of these other folks that are out there doing big things? My hypothesis is yes. Like, I back the EA as much as any group of people out there. Like, I think the people's intentions here are amazing. I think the skills here are amazing. Like, this is an incredible group of people. And so I'm going out there thinking, yeah, we're going to dominate. We would stack up against any of those people. So we get into the interview. It's only 10 minutes long, and they just kind of are trying to figure out about proof. And so we go in there. The CEO of Y Combinator is there. And by the way, this is this accelerator that Airbnb started in, which is like, I don't know, $30 billion now.
Airbnb,
like
Dropbox.
Dropbox started in it. A company called Zenefits, if you guys know about them. So a couple of huge companies are looking for billion-dollar ideas. And so we showed them proof. They loved it. They thought proof was amazing. Hey guys, hold on real quick. Hop over, click that link and hop into Demio here so you can actually see what's going to be on our screen here. So I'm talking to you, Facebook Live people. Yeah, click that link there and register here. But anyway, so hop in there. They're trying to figure out about proof. I show them it on a couple sites. I tell them the results. I tell them about Mark, who put it on his funnel, and he went from $250,000 1 month to $500,000. It literally doubled the conversion rate of his entire funnel. They thought that was amazing. That blew their mind. I showed them all the other customers. I showed them a bunch of you guys. Hey, these are our people that are using it right now. They're getting great results. And they loved that. They thought that was so cool. They thought the Entrepreneur Alliance was amazing. I told them about that. This is amazing that this even exists out there. What their big question was, and probably the learning experience from it was like, where does this go? How does this go from being like a cool, $10 million company to $1 billion company? And we've got some ideas for that and how proof kind of goes beyond, a really, really good sized company. What would be considered a big company in our spaces. But how does it become an Uber or an Airbnb or Dropbox? Like, what does that look like? And to be honest with you, I don't know. And that was the feedback that we got. So fast forward, we didn't get into this round. I got an email from the CEO that night. They call you if you get in. They don't call, or they just send you an email if you don't. I got an email from the CEO, and he said, "Hey guys, love social proof aspect of what you guys are doing. We were blown away by the results that your customers were getting, and that you had these raving customers for it. What I'd like to see is kind of the vision for how this grows into $1 billion company. And so figure out your market a little bit better. Figure out where this is going to go. Figure out what the next evolutions of proof are." Email me if you have any question, need help with that, and I'd love for you guys to apply again here in the fall. So long story short, didn't get in to Y Combinator. Yeah, totally, Cameron. It was really cool. It's like in our space, like I feel like we're dreaming big, but you get out around these other people and I'm stretched so much more to be like, okay, how does this become a $1 billion company here? And so I think we left really encouraged. Like we left like, wow, like this is really good. But at the same time, like I'm in the meeting and they're like, well, what if you took the top 5 marketing tools out there and rolled them all into one and like disrupted those top 5 competitors? And I'm just trying to like make it so you can update your credit card in proof. Like that's what we're working on today, is like updating your credit card. And so it's really interesting when you kind of come from a bootstrapped world, how like I'm trying to make money today. I'm busy today building a real company. And they're thinking, hey, how do you forget about all that? Like how can we go disrupt the top 5 people? So that's a really cool mindset shift, I think. Not that that's better or worse. I'm not like infatuated with the Silicon Valley scene. I think it's cool. I think solving really big problems is more cool than just buying a luxury mansion and filming a bunch of videos of myself. Honestly, that's not really what I want to do. So I love the problems that they're solving there.
I have a question for you. I think a lot of times, like it's like blessings in disguise when, what if you look back in a year from now and said, I'm so glad I didn't take venture capital. Like that's a completely different kind of business to like go down the investing and like, they're really not focused on profit. They're only focused on growth for that whole year. And they're like, it's just a different kind of game versus bootstrapping and kind of owning your own business versus other people telling you and having a board. And it's just totally a different kind.
Totally. Yeah. That's the thing. It's like, I don't know that it was the right if we'd gotten it, I don't even know that would have been the right decision for us. I think it's a world I'm trying to figure out more about. But like I was talking to, you guys know ConvertKit? Does anybody here use ConvertKit email software? I was talking to the founder of ConvertKit, Nathan Barry, last week on the phone. Okay, cool, Cameron. I was talking to him on the phone and telling him about Y Combinator, and he was like, dude, he's like, you do not want to go down the venture capital route. He's got like a company doing like $600,000 a month now, and it's grown a ton. And so he's like, dude, don't do it. Like, hold out. Like, you're going to lose control of your company and all that. And so, again, I'm just trying to take all these different pieces here. I don't know that it might have been a total blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
And what was cool was like we had the biggest day of sales for Proof. Like while I'm sitting in the meeting, like sales are blowing up for Proof. Like we got, I don't know, 23 new signups for Proof that day or something like that.
It's almost 1 hour.
Yeah, exactly. I know. We did hit 1 hour the other day. And so it's just like in the midst of all that, I'm like, cool, got to go. Like I can't be down this because I've got a company that's growing and a company that is, building here. So any questions about Y Combinator, why we did it, who they're looking for, anything like that, I can answer here before we move on to some of our numbers for the month. Yeah, exactly, David. It's all part of the journey. Maybe they give you a bigger vision than you had. Exactly. So it's like I think we left being like, wow, we need to solve that question. We need to figure out the answer to that. And yeah, just kind of, I think it gave us a different trajectory for our company and got us more excited about where it could go.
I think it'd be interesting to briefly talk about. So we had our first Rockefeller Habits quarterly meeting in April, and I think this is really good for us. Like we box ourselves in for 48 hours, 2 full days dedicated to like creating our little business into a real company. And, Dave ran it. I think he did a great job there, keeping us like in spreadsheets. Now we have all these spreadsheets we'll show you that are really intricate, but have really kept, I think, our mind focused on the number one priorities, understanding our goals and setting them to be like stretched, but realistic. But then I think the main thing was like identifying how we're going to pivot in the correct way and how we're going to combine software and community and making it much more than just a membership company, but more of a movement in which we can supply people who are building an online business a full rounded support system. Mm-hmm. That is software like Proof and maybe others in the future, to trainings every single week. And we bring in experts, or we even filter out within our own community, raise you guys to be the experts and kind of contributing, almost like the Entrepreneur Magazine model, where we have these contributors every month. And just other ways like that. How can we make this more of a movement rather than a membership? How do you see Proof and EA and any other, verticals kind of coming together to support everybody here on the call?
Yeah, totally. It's like, how do we help people build honest businesses, transparent businesses, but also very successful businesses with great software, with great training, with great community, and kind of create an ecosystem. Yeah, Victor, like kind of like Russell Bunce with ClickFunnels. I think they've got a really good model for what this looks like here. Yeah, ClickFunnels is a cult, not a membership site. Yeah, it has gotten kind of weird here lately. No, but it's cool. We use ClickFunnels. So totally. But we set a quarterly goal. So kind of our theme for the quarter. I can actually show you guys here. Should I show them the thermometer?
Yeah, it's got to disconnect your like audio and all that.
All right, let's not do it here. Let me reconnect the power again. But basically, we set a goal. The theme for the quarter is Rev Your Engines for our company. And that's around the idea of recurring revenue. And so we printed off a picture of a Tesla, and we set the goal that if we can get to $45,000 of monthly recurring revenue. And so, there's kind of other revenue that we bring in. There's one-time revenue. There's, coaching, stuff like that. But like monthly recurring, very stable revenue. We want to get to $45,000 MRR by July 1st.
Yep.
And if we do that, we're going to buy a company, Tesla, and that's going to be our reward. And so I think we've never really been as focused as we probably are now. Tesla, yeah, that's so true. Rev your battery transistor deal. But yeah. So we're going to get a company, Tesla. And then what we're doing now is we have a Musk of the Week award where I bring that bobblehead, Austin. Bring the Musk of the Week. So we've got our core values, and now we are going around and we're awarding a Musk of a week, which is basically this little Elon Musk bobblehead. It's basically whoever represents the core value, one of our core values, the best in our company. I think you're the Musk of the week this week, right?
I am Musk of the week. This is my trophy this week, guys.
Yeah.
Check him out.
So this is the Musk of the week. Austin was Musk of the week here this last week. And why'd you get it? It was for 80-20 everything was the core value, right?
Yeah, I mean, I just had so much on my plate last week that if I was going to move the needle for the business, I had to erase some stuff off my calendar so I could focus on the 20% of things in my tasks that's going to get 80% of the results for the week. And and so that's one of our core goals, our core missions or values is 80-20 everything. Where's my coffee mug? That's probably in there. Yeah, so that it's a big thing for us, and I think that if all of us keep on track with 80-20ing our tasks every week, not getting caught up in the weeds, but really focusing on big picture, this is what we're going to win. This is what we're going to get for the company.
Entrepreneur Alliance sticker on it.
Yeah,
and whoever's the Musk of the week is going to get to drive that or drive it that week. So that's pretty fun. Kyle's asking what's the net profit on the 45K recurring revenue. So right now we're really in growth mode with, pressing hard on EA and on proof. And with, any recurring revenue business, you're going to kind of go into the hole more at the beginning. So here's a couple stats and numbers for you guys. So maybe take note of this. When I'm thinking about growing proof for EA, we're trying to keep our customer acquisition cost 1/4 of our lifetime value. And so right now for proof, for example, I think, the customer or the lifetime value, it's hard to know this early on. The lifetime value is probably around $800. And that might, go up and down. I'm always kind of tracking that. So I want to acquire customers for $200 or less. Now, I don't get paid that back for about 3 months. And so to kind of answer your question, Kyle, is we're probably not going to have a lot of net profit here, for the next 4 to 6 months. My goal is to be profitable by December. After talking with ConvertKit, Nathan Barry, that's kind of what we discussed is push hard, dump money back into the company here, go really hard because we're going to get such a nice trail on it. And so we want to kind of capture as much market share as we can here right now. And so that's kind of the of one of the metrics is we want to keep our, our customer acquisition cost about 1/4 the lifetime value. If it's way more than that, we're probably not growing fast enough. We can dump more money in. If it's less than that, then we're probably spending a little bit too much. We need to slow back down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you want to share the screen and hop into the second part, which is our numbers?
Love it.
Numbers.
Let's do it.
All right. This is what do you guys think of Demio so far? Pretty cool, right?
Yeah. What's the feedback as a customer? This is actually my first time hosting a webinar on Demio. So give me some feedback. How is it? How is it from your end? Clean, simple? Because I want to figure out if this is the webinar platform that we need to be on here. Is this better than other ones in your opinion? We'll integrate some clients. Very cool. Clean, simple. Hey, go do webinar. Okay, cool.
Hey, give us a 1 if you can see Bear metrics right now. Give us a 1 here in the comment. Okay, perfect. And just question, can you guys still see our faces on top of the screen? Give us a 1 if you can still see our faces. Unfortunately, yes. Okay, cool. Awesome. Well, we're going to go ahead here and poke around.
Sweet.
What do you want to talk about first?
What do you guys want to see? I want to get some feedback here. What of our numbers do you really care about? When you look at this graph here, what do you want to talk about? You can see, a lot of different things. There's a lot of different parts of the story here. Do you want to talk about the MRR? Do you want to talk about, the churn rate, the average revenue per user? What do you guys want to talk about? By the way, if you're on the live stream, you can't see the screen here, you're going to hop into the Demio link there and get on Demio. So you can actually see our screen and see all the numbers and all that.
So guys, comment below. What do you want to see?
Cool. So if the new members seem low this month, is that the case? Yes, that was the case. We'll talk about that and why kind of the MRR has flatlined a bit. But it's kind of rising back up here. So we'll dive into that here first and kind of what happened with the new members this month, what sort of hiccups. I wish I could say that everything was just grand all the time and we just crushed it because we're awesome marketers. But yeah, I think kind of one of the struggles this month is figuring out new members. How do we switch from kind of a lot of warm traffic? Because initially we've grown the alliance a lot through kind of our warm networks and a lot of like warm audiences on Facebook, stuff like that. But we're starting to kind of run out of that, and so we've got to move a lot more to cold traffic. And we figured out some really cool things here, probably over the last 4 or 5 days, really.
Yeah.
It's been growing, at a really good pace here. So, so we'll dive into kind of what we've changed there. But yeah, you want to talk about this, Austin? This is kind of your metric.
Yeah.
So what's your metric for one? So Austin has a metric every single day that he's always thinking about that keeps him aligned. He has one number that he's thinking about.
New trials. How many people do we get into paying $1 and start onboarding?
And this is a really important thought for you guys too, is with your business, you guys want to be thinking about leading metrics. And so for Austin, that means new trials. So it's like, what's a metric that you can affect today? Whereas a lagging metric for new trials is monthly recurring revenue, right? Because like if you're signing up a ton of new trials, the MRR is going to go up anyway. But if Austin's trying to focus on like the MRR, it's hard for him he can't affect that today, right? If he goes and does a big sprint, all he can get is new trials, but it's still 7 days later. So when you think about your business, maybe you're trying to land, consulting deals, and you're trying to grow you're trying to get more clients. Well, the leading metric on that is not number of clients. What you need to be thinking about is how many emails are you sending out a day? How many LinkedIn messages are you sending a day? All of those types of numbers, not the actual like lagging metrics. This has been a key thing for us.
Yeah, absolutely. And we all have our one specific number. So I know that if I do my job, I can rely on my team members to do their job. So as soon as they become a trial, now all of a sudden Ryan and Chris are doing the onboarding for the trial. And I would really say that I guess Chris would mainly be about churn, right? So it's like now that they're a member, how do we make sure that they love the membership, and how do we make sure that we give you guys so much value for only $30 a month? Like, how do we really over deliver there? And so, what I focus on every day is how do I get 8 trials a day? That's my goal every day. And we have spreadsheets now that we'll dive into on how to record all that. But in the beginning, you can see that and on April 1st, our monthly recurring revenue at the beginning of the month was $15,300. And then by the end of the month, it was $17,139. So we increased by like $2,000 monthly recurring revenue. It's growth, but it definitely flatlined. You guys can see what happened here. Actually, this was this our biggest day ever?
That was from our big push for Facebook Ads Mastery.
Yep, 7 days after the first. So guys, on, what was that, March 30th, we did a huge push at the Atlanta ATO local event where we gave away Facebook Ads Mastery, a course that Dave sells for $1,000, and to anybody who got started in a trial that day. And it was only for those 24 hours, and it was only for people that got started right then. But if they all got started with a trial, obviously the delay of 7 days was a huge spike at $30 a month when all those trials paid $30. And so that's what we're looking at here, between that 15,344 to 16,559. I don't know quick math, but I know that's like over $1,000 increase within 1 day because of one campaign of recurring revenue every month, which I think is pretty sweet. How just like one hard push, that was like 75 members in 1 day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty crazy.
Yep. So you can see kind of the flat line, really came from us kind of getting a cold traffic strategy going. Here's what we ended up doing, guys. I think you guys could learn from this here too, is I'm not a big fan, to be honest with you, of like outsourcing our paid traffic to somebody else entirely. Like I've offered that service before. I've done that before. I know a lot of you guys do that, and I think probably it works. But what I've seen is that after several months, kind of the relationship kind of falls apart, or it's just like that's such a critical part of our business. I want that to be like a core part of what we do, not just like some $1,500 a month kind of retainer. And so, but I also know that we need training on that, right? Like I want to get training from all those types of folks. And so for us, what we ended up doing was hiring a guy named David Schloss. Some of you guys know him. He runs ads for a lot of people that you probably know. He's a buddy of ours, and we ended up hiring him to kind of help us get the ad started, but also teach us. And so I said, David, I want this functionality in-house. I want to eventually not have you run my ads, but can I pay you to train Austin and I every single week on how to run these ads? I really want to train Austin up and eventually get a new Facebook ads kind of in-house person here. And so we basically worked out a deal where he's kind of helping us do the ads, but he's also training us. And so he's showing us everything that he's doing. He's helping us learn it because I want that power in-house. That'd be a good thought for you guys too, is, as you're growing your business, you might think about having whoever kind of is, maybe a contractor for you, something like that, really teach it to you as well. So you're getting cutting edge stuff, but you also have that core functionality in your business. So this flat line really has been a lot of the months is trying to get cold ads working. And over the last, couple days here, we've really got cold ads running and getting that, really cranking there.
So we got a few questions in here. He wants to Cameron wants to break down the lifetime value. Carl wants to know the conversion rate for trialing to new member. We can show them all that.
Yeah, so lifetime value here, this is a number that I want to get up. Basically, lifetime value is calculated by average monthly recurring revenue per customer divided by the churn rate. And so you can see back here, I guess, to get this number, basically it is just $30.17 divided by 10% here. And so 10% is basically saying that, all of our customers would be gone in about 10 months. Honestly, this is high. A lot of this, I'm not going to click into this because it shows like people's names and like people who have failing credit cards. About 4% of this is like failed credit cards. So if that's any of you guys have a failed credit card right now, please update this because we need you to. About 4% of that's like failed credit cards that actually people haven't canceled. It's just like the card has failed once or twice. But then, basically lifetime value. I want this number to be way higher. And the way we got to do that is by decreasing the churn back down to about 6-7% by providing a better quality product and service. But then also, we want to launch a premium version of EA for those that want kind of more access, they want more engagement, they want more training. We're going to launch that. And that's going to increase this number here. So if this number was, say 40 and it was divided by, 0.8, let's say that. So it says $40 divided by point. But it was 8% churn. All of a sudden, our LTV is about $500. And so by making those two changes there, we get up to $500. And kind of going back to the math of what we talked about at the beginning of the call here, if I'm making $500 over the lifetime of a customer here, then I want to spend about a fourth of that on customer acquisition. So 500 divided by 4, I want my customer acquisition to be about $125 a person. And going even further than that, I know that we convert. What's our trial conversion rate? Don't pull it up on there because it shows people's names again. But I think it was about 60.
Well, as of today, it's 68.5.
Okay, so somebody asked that earlier. What's your trial conversion rate? 68.5, and so 125 times 0.68. So that means I can spend $85 to get one new trial and grow really, really well at that number. So those of you on the live stream, $85. That's how I'm getting that number. And as you guys can see, like we're really data driven here. Like I know all of our numbers. We track all this every day. Everyone has their own spreadsheet. We're tracking numbers. We know numbers. When I ask Austin about ads, I'm not saying, hey, how are the ads doing? I'm not like, it's not a qualitative response of, oh, well, I think they're doing well, or like we're getting a lot of engagement. What I'm asking is, are we getting trials for under $85? Well, actually, in this case, it's not 85 because it'd be 283 times 0.6. That's the current lifetime value. 283. Okay, yeah, times 0.68. What would be the number there? I got confused on the math.
I'm not sure what you're trying to calculate.
Trial, how much we can pay, how much we can pay for a trial?
60.
About $60 now. Okay, so I'm quantitatively asking him, like, are we under that number there? Yeah, Cameron, the solid numbers, the higher the LTV, the more you can spend to get a customer. Exactly.
And it's pretty predictive, right? Like, it is, as time goes on, that number becomes more accurate, right? Because we've now been in business for 6 months, and on month 1, LTV was $400 or $450. And I think that now it's a little more accurate than it was.
Yep.
So if we like look at our run rate, I think it's a little more predictive than it used to be.
Yep.
As it collects more data.
Yep. Totally. I'd like to know customer acquisition cost and ad spend. I have an idea about profitability. You bet, Matt. And again, kind of what we're going for is about, we want to spend 1/4 of our lifetime value for the acquisition cost. But yeah, people are asking, why don't you show them what that new ad that you're running is and how it's doing and how it's working so
well? Which one are you talking about?
The new video ad.
Yeah. We can jump into traffic. Real quick, wanted to show them the numbers, the daily huddle numbers that we look at. This is part of that first quarterly meeting that we've ever done as a company that Dave ran. And you got these from the Rockefeller Habits, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're seeing this here. Every single morning I come in, I update this, and then all of these other numbers change. You can see it's a lot of red. And so if it's green, it's over 8. If it's red, it's under 8. And it lets me know if I'm on track or not. I'll show you guys just real quick the May. So you guys can see here, I didn't hit it on May 1st, but then on, yesterday we had 16, today we had 11.
For 2 days ago we had 16, but yesterday we had 11.
Oh, good. Yep. And so we can also look at our KPIs. This is our traffic. Right. And so I go in and update all of these every single morning. We can see here, how much did we spend this day? This is what we spent for the month. We on average, or this month, we paid for 1,900 clicks at an average of $2.85 a click. Our lead cost was $4.50. We got 52 trials from cold traffic last month. Overall, each trial cost us $108.
That's just on the paid traffic, right?
Correct. Now, this number is not correct because there are certain days here we had no trials, and so that messes everything up. But every single day we can see EA conversion, trial conversion here, average of 68.53. Monthly recurring revenue added this month is that much. And, it just kind of goes on from there. But yeah, this is what we update every single day. And so you can see quickly into May, I update this, and this. And the way I do that is I go into my ad manager. So if we look at the ad manager from April 1st to 30th, the bottom line numbers should match up with the spreadsheet. Yep.
Beautiful.
We want to hop into which ad were you talking about?
And Matt, yeah, it's right around there. Again, it kind of changes. Lifetime value changes every day, but it would be somewhere between like today, I think it's $48 is the acquisition cost we want. And, it would be, at the high end, probably, 70, something around there. But you can see too, Austin just showed the actual funnel.
I haven't shown the funnel stuff yet, but
I mean, just the actual paid traffic KPI. Is that this one or is
that's May paid traffic?
This one?
Next
this one. Right. So he's saying that we spent $5,652, but that's just for the paid traffic. So if we're going to calculate our kind of month-wide, company-wide, customer acquisition cost, really you take that divided by the total number of customers. Instead of 52, what did we get total last month? 112. So it'd really be about $50 instead of $100 a day when you take all of the customers there. And so $50 is actually right at what we want to be. So I'd say we're growing, really well. We do need to get that lifetime value number up. We need to get our cost per acquisition down a little bit. And yeah, just keep on growing.
Which, by the way, I think it took those 2 or 3 weeks where I was pretty stressed out.
Last night I had our weekly meeting and I go, dude, how you doing? He goes, honestly, man, I'm pretty strung out. Like a druggie.
Yeah, I didn't feel good. I was just I felt like nothing I was doing. I was running all kinds of tests every day. I was looking for new ways to increase conversion on the funnel. I was every single day just trying new and prettier ads and, trying to understand copy a little stronger. And we even paid for, consulting time with Schloss. And I think that between all of that and then our pixel kind of getting warmed up and optimized and all of the ad sets and the funnels, really starting to know which ones we're converting the most. That's what we're going to run to into here in our ads. Is
by the way, guys, I'll just say Austin has like turned into a marketing monster here over the last 4 months. So I just want to say that he's done an incredible job. This dude's like leveled up about 1,000 times since he walked in the doors here. So you guys are saying he is a marketing monster, Dave says. So yeah, man,
up, David?
Congrats to you, dude. Good work. You've done really good work.
Thanks,
I appreciate
man.
that.
Yeah. So, one thing that I think I've learned a lot this month is really dissecting down our ad sets and separating everything so that we know which ad sets to duplicate and which ad sets to stop. And it's because of all of, these different tests that we now know which ones to scale and which ones to completely stop. And that's why we're spending money on the right ad sets and we're deleting the wrong one. We're deleting the right ones and we're scaling the right ones. So it's like everything's starting to funnel down into a line where we know the 80-20 of our ads. What are the 20% of ad sets that are getting the 80% of results? And we're scaling that 20%. So let's hop into that.
Yeah, and Cameron, you said, what's the best way to increase LTV in the short term, upsells or bringing down churn rate? So when we think about how do we increase this LTV, we know, one, we've got to get predictable traffic coming in, right? So that's kind of the number one goal. Is like we've got to get predictable traffic coming in at a pretty good rate, right? It doesn't have to be the most profitable. It's kind of what we've said. It's like, hey, dude, let's just get predictable traffic happening because then we can actually optimize the rest of the funnel. So that'd be number one. Secondly, we do need to bring churn rate down. We know that. So we've got people focused really on the churn rate. How do we provide you guys a better fit, right? Because all churn is it means that there's a separation between what we have and who we are bringing in, right? And so we need to have more alignment there. We need to offer a service that you guys are actually asking for. We can cut the fluff that you guys don't care about in EA, and we need to double down on things that you guys really love. So we need to bring the churn rate down there, but then also, we need to add a separate kind of a premium product. I think that's partly like an LTV thing, partly because we look at the people in EA and like people are asking us about that all the time. So I think that's going to it's going to do both. It's going to be a better product for people, for the top 10% of EA members, and it's going to add increased LTV. So I think it'll be kind of both increased LTV, but also decreasing churn.
Yeah. Yeah, really good point.
David, thanks so much. The office background, that was all Austin here. It looks like we're in Gary V's office, which is exactly what
we get that on our
for.
ads sometimes. Hey, who was that one guy said, hey, Gary called, he wants his office back.
He wants his shelves back. So true. All right, let's dive into this here.
All right, so
we've got 22 minutes.
22 minutes. All right, we'll burn through here. So let's look at our 1% lookalike. So I'll dive quickly into the concept. We uploaded all of our customer files, and then Facebook says, what's the 1% of Facebook in this one country that looks most like your customers? And so we're going to create another ad set that shares all of the similar features of that customer profile and show it to new people that don't know about you guys yet. So that's what a 1% lookalike for the US is. And we can look here. I'm going to let you guys see the names. These are all USA 1% lookalike audience, separated by mobile, desktop, and right-hand side, and then all separated by age. And so we can see these are all the tests that we ran this month, and the ones that are still going are these 5 here at the top. So all of these, we can, just looking at the cost per acquisition, the number of leads, how qualified was that lead, these were all of the ones that we ran. And the ones that did win were people between the ages of 35 and 44 on mobile, and 45 to 54 on right-hand side. And this is what we're looking at as the most profitable audience segment, for our ads. And if we're separating everything by that up front, then later down the road, we can look at all of the numbers and scale the correct ad sets. So it's kind of advanced, and it takes a lot of time. I'm sure there's a little bit faster ways using like Ad Espresso and stuff, but I don't know. I think this is something that really helped us get our ads on track. We can also look at here in the specific ad.
Show them that new ad from the last couple of days. because we were just in April, but hasn't been really performed well here over the last couple of days.
Okay, so I'll show them this one here. This is the one that probably everybody has seen. I feel like we've been running this guy for a while just because it does so well. All right. And by the way, guys, here's a pro tip. Sometimes when you duplicate an ad, you're losing the social proof. So you want to make sure you use the exact same ad. Why did it just redirect? Oh. All right, so here's the ad. But this ad ID is right here at the top. So whenever you make a new ad, you want to make sure you use the exact same ad ID so that you can start building up social proof. What we're finding through our research is that social proof has a stronger punch than creating amazing ad copy or having a great design. It's seeing that other people are recognizing this ad to be good, and that's getting you to click. This here is more powerful than this, and this here is more powerful than this. Overall, of course, these two things in the beginning, right when you launch an ad, will determine how well it goes. But it's because of this, I feel like it's going so well now. What do you think about that? Social proof.
Totally. You guys know I'm big on social proof these days, but it's just so true. It's like the more social proof you can add to anything, whether that's ad copy, whether that's using our proof software at getmoreproof.com or anything else, right? So it's like adding social proof we found is a really, really great way to boost conversions and make ads run a lot better.
All righty. So now I'm hopping into a brand new ad that I recorded. You guys are going to think it's stupid simple, but I'll tell you what, this thing is doing really well. And I'll break down the numbers here in just a second. Go ahead and click on the ad.
How come it doesn't have any numbers on this one?
I just clicked on a random ad set.
Oh, gotcha.
So yeah, check this out. This is a silent ad using the exact same copy as the photo. Check out this ad. Look how simple it is. I literally just did a screen record of me in, I don't know, Outlook or Keynote or something like that. Preview, yeah. Where I'm just scrolling through a PDF of what they're going to get. And what I've found, guys, is that the reason why this ad and this ad do so well is that you know exactly what you're getting when you click through. There is absolutely no that's the one you got me.
This is it, Jen.
That's funny, Jen. But here's the thing is it's so transparent. Like this is in no way opaque. You know exactly what you're going to get when you click on this ad because I'm showing it to you. And then on the next page, it reflects, the same copy, the same call to action, everything corresponds so that you know what when you click on the ad and when you opt in, when you give me the email address, this is exactly what you're going to get. And I think that builds a lot of trust for our brand. And it makes it a very low risk scenario for them to click through. That's my opinion, but it's just what we're seeing in the numbers. All right, so let's look at overall this campaign on how it's doing.
What questions do you guys have? Does this make sense? What our strategy is over here? Also, here in about 5 minutes, we're just going to do like a 5 or 10 minute Q&A. So if you think of any questions you want to ask specifically about anything that we're talking about here, about how we're running our business. Again, we don't have to talk marketing here, but if you want to notice how we're running business, how are we doing all the back end stuff, how do we hire, just what are we doing, anything like that's on the table too. So yeah, we can talk about that here.
So if we look at this ad set here,
he says, do you guys use? Yeah, Austin's just using the ads manager right now. Austin doesn't really use Ad Espresso. So yeah, I use Ad Espresso, but Austin's been running more of the ads here lately. So yeah, so I guess all being said, we're not really using Ad Espresso today.
Yeah. I mean, it might be something that like once I really understand all the fundamentals, I can find ways to automate it. But I want to make sure that I'm clicking all the right buttons and pulling all the right levers to make this thing run correctly. Okay, so let's look at the numbers here. This ad is currently getting leads for $2.81 and getting new trials at $41, which is great. And this is all for cold traffic. This is a lookalike audience. So it's completely cold. They've never heard of us. We have an exclude audience of our current members. So literally everybody that's a lead is a qualified brand new lead. It's not like they've already put their info in and have bought from us before. This is pretty exciting for us because now that's a scalable number. Every single day we go in there, we knock up the budget, $5-10. And over the course of a week, now we're at like $11 to $16 trials a day, which is going to, if we continue at this pace, going to crush our goals. I'm really excited about that.
These are great numbers.
Yeah.
I love this. Are you doing anything on Google? Yeah, so we're not doing anything on Google
Not yet.
with EA. I've been doing retargeting for proof on YouTube, Google Display, and using Perfect Audience, kind of testing those things out. I don't have a ton of stats back on that about how well that's going, but yeah, eventually here we'll get retargeting up.
I know yesterday we just recorded a retargeting ad for this funnel that's going to be a YouTube pre-roll. Yeah, and then also on Facebook. So I think for next behind the scenes of recapping May, that'll be June something, first Thursday of June, we'll be recapping how that campaign went. So we got to get that pixel up and going, and that'll be probably my duty next week. So we'll only have 2 weeks of data on that. But what other questions do you guys have?
Yeah, I want to hear from you guys. This is a engaged, interactive, behind the scenes. What questions do you guys have that we can answer and break down for you guys while we're here? How do you keep the ad idea, move it to a new audience, but keep all the social proof? I just want to show them real quick.
Yeah, it's
guys, watch this. This is key. Hit screen record or something so you can watch it.
All right, guys. So I'll just click on the audience here. Then I'll click on the ad set. I'm just trying to right now get to the ad itself. I'm going to go edit here. There might be another way to do this. It's just how I do it.
We're dummies around here.
I know, right? I click on this and I say Facebook post with comments. And then this number here is the ad ID. So I copy that. And then basically, I don't know. What I'll do is create a new ad here. I'm going to delete this in a second. Create a new ad. And then I guess I'm continuing. Use existing post. And then I'm going to enter post ID. Submit.
Bam.
There we go.
There you are, Brian. Use that for your local campaigns, man. It should go really well for all the local stuff. There it is, dude. This blew my mind too. Actually, Travis Stevenson in the Alliance, he's the guy who taught me kind of that, and who really is big on social proof as well. So, and yeah, I know he's always posting great case studies inside there. So yeah, so he's one of the times. Thanks, Travis. If you're out there, wherever you are. Jen, can you go over how to get your target market? Yeah, can you give me a little more details about kind of what your question is there? For us, I mean, what we really pay attention to, even as we were thinking about churn, upsells, we think about our product, we're kind of always asking like who are we serving here? So one thing that I do, and I go back and review, is a customer avatar sheet where I've got listed out like who are we going for here? Are they married? Are they single? How much money do they make? Do they live at their, in a house or an apartment? Are they, sharing their parents' house? Are they, married with kids? Do they have no kids? What websites do they visit? What blogs do they read? What YouTube videos? And I really pay a ton of attention to a customer avatar, and I'll review that, a decent amount here. And so, when we think about EA now, last month, we know that there's an avatar, a lot of folks are kind of just getting started. That's going to be kind of the, broadest part of any market, right? Most people in that, they're just getting started. Maybe they have a job, maybe they're part-time, but they're all entrepreneurs. Everybody considers themselves an entrepreneur, even if you're just kind of breaking into that scene. So we want to provide great trainings and tools and software to be able to, go grow your business up to $5,000 or $10,000 a month, right? We also recognize, though, that in there is a higher tier of person who's been doing this longer, that has had more traction, that wants to be engaged in a tighter knit community. And so that's when we're thinking about kind of a premium product. Well, what could that be? What goes into all of that? And so I know Austin did a bunch of calls with EA folks last month, kind of some of our most engaged members asking, hey, what would this look like for you? What ideas do you have? And so when thinking about like determining our ideal target market, I think it's important to remember that your target market is still people. I think we can kind of get crass sometimes and think like, who am I targeting? Like we're hunting. We're not hunting. I mean, you guys are people, people with dreams and hopes and fears. And we want to create solutions to help you guys achieve your dreams, eliminate your fears and overcome your obstacles. And so, it's kind of how we think about that. How much do you guys do clicks to website or so until you change the conversions? We don't really do clicks to website, to be honest with you. We kind of roll into like conversions pretty quickly on something, if not every time. I don't really do clicks. I would maybe do it for like half a day if I was kind of doing that. But honestly, I would just start with conversions there.
Yeah. Lead conversions, not like go straight to purchase, right?
Yeah. Whatever the front end conversion is for a funnel, I would go off that, to be honest with you. Using general interest in Facebook Manager, civic interest. Yeah, I mean, we usually try to get audience size in Facebook of about, 1 million, 2 million. I would say maybe a little smaller.
I stack, I have like an ad set that's called Digital Marketer, and it includes Russell Brunson, Ryan Deiss, Frank Kern. Between the three, I think it's at like 480,000 or something like that. Here's another tip that I got this week. So I had 3 different countries I wanted to target and 3 different interests I wanted to target. I was US, Canada, and Australia. And then it was Frank Kern, Ryan Deiss, and Russell Brunson. So basically in the beginning, I was like, I'm going to squeeze together all the English speaking countries and see out of those countries which audience is going to do best, right? Like I want to know, is Frank Kern's group going to do better? Is Ryan Deiss's group going to do better? Or is the other guy, Russell Brunson's group, going to do better? Instead of doing that way, flip it and actually have the 3 interests grouped together and then target each country, because the cultures and the targeting and the lookalike audiences of the country are going to be better optimized. And so that was a learning lesson. I'm going to have 3 ad sets, group together the interests and not the countries or the language or, the ages. If that makes any sense to you guys. It's just something that we saw this week that actually helps conversion.
Brian, I have heard people talking about that, and that would probably work. All right, Austin, is good for you from Joseph. You got added into a company as head of community. Any general advice?
Overall, try and be as personable and friendly as possible all the time. I want to be everybody's best friend, and I'm constantly trying to find ways to better engage. So I'll do Facebook Live Fridays where I give up about an hour of my time to make sure I get personal interaction, because it's so hard for me to be in Facebook Messenger all day. I know that if you guys have messaged me, there's probably a good chance it's just stuck somewhere, because there's dozens of messages that just happen to come in every day, and I can't give that much personal attention throughout every single day, or else we would never have anything done around here. So that's one side. I'd also really recommend, just, I guess, trying to be as human in as many ways. Giving personal anecdotes, creating, giveaways and products, and I don't know, stuff like that. How would you say, Dave? That's a book I've been reading.
Read this book, Joseph.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
Go get it. Read it. Let me know what you think. That's going to be a lot of good stuff in there for you about building community.
Yeah, that's a book. This is my book of the month that I read. Next book is going to be Expert Secrets.
Beautiful, guys. Any other final questions that you want to know about our business, our life, that could help you guys go out there and crush May? And if I were to encourage you guys about May, I would write out 3. Oh yeah, sorry. Here's the book, Joseph, The True Believer. Someone's asking to go show the book over there. Write out your goals for May. Have probably 3, guys. 3 goals. Don't do any more than that. What 3 things would really move the needle for you? All of us, we have those as a company for this month. We also individually all have those goals here this month of things that we need to accomplish this month. We break those down all the way into days. And so have those goals written out, and then just be willing to strip away everything else in your business other than those 3 goals, and you'll make progress here.
All right. We stopped sharing our screen. This is the book here, The True Believer. Cool. Great book.
How about proof for other countries? There's a change. Yeah, no, for proof for other countries, and we've got to, do language stuff there, which we just haven't got set up here now. But yeah, we'll let you know, Victor. I think that would be really cool. And I think, eventually, I think proof could be all over the world. By the way, guys, I'm not going to go into the numbers of all, proof right here. Proof's blowing up though. So if you guys haven't used proof yet, we're getting incredible results. I'm hearing back from people every day who are putting proof on their funnels. It's increasing conversion rate dramatically and all those. And so, we've been spending a lot of time building proof here as well. And I want to make sure that Entrepreneur Alliance members get access to that, get kind of a first mover advantage there. Any final questions here? Otherwise, we'll roll.
Wrap it up.
I got a lunch here. A couple minutes. How's the new office? New office is a lot of fun.
Loving it.
Right. Thanks for asking. Yeah, thank you, Matt. Yeah, we love the office. We've been buying furniture and a bunch of fun stuff, but it's just nice having space to go do what we need to do. And having like a film studio like this.
I think a big lesson this month was been like structure. As an entrepreneur, it's something that I would hate. I've always resented. Like I've never wanted to be in an office or a square, going, waking up in a box, going to a box in a box every single day. I don't like that structure. But it's actually been the one thing that has accelerated our growth more than anything. It's given us bigger shoes to fill.
It's been awesome. No,
we really
loved it. Very cool, guys. Yeah, thanks, Kevin. You like the unicorn here, dude? We got another one up there too. So our unicorn is looking down on us there too, guys. Anyway, guys, hey, appreciate the time here. We're going to upload this recording inside the members portal if you missed any of this. And as always, our goal here is to help you guys, live your life and build a business that you guys love, to be the good guys of the internet here, be transparent, be honest, and just do business the right way here. So you're not going to see a bunch of shady stuff around here. We're gonna grind it out the old-fashioned way by providing value, engaging with people, and not doing lots of selfie videos in front of Ferraris. So anyway, guys, sounds good. Peace, EA.
Be real, guys.
Yeah, we'll see you guys.